believe you're welcome back. Um, Mr. Love is going to continue with the discussion. Mr. Love, over to you.
So, during relationship counselings, it's very important for counselors, marriage counselors, to understand these temperaments and then be able to do an assessment, a temperament assessment test for these couples before they enter into marriage. Okay, so honestly, if you're going out there, you're having marriage counseling, and let's say your pastor doesn't have a detailed understanding or knowledge about even temperament, or the counselors you're seeing don't have so much knowledge into temperaments, behaviors, personalities, or whatever, you may be setting yourself up for doom. It doesn't matter how much you're in love.
Okay. So meaning our counselors of today needs to know more or a little bit about temperament before counseling married couples.
Yes.
Okay. So most people says temperament is anger, and is it true? How do you take it?
Temperament is anger.
Yeah, that's what people do say.
Yeah, that's too general to say. Anger is just let me just call it a trait of temperament. Anger is just one of the traits of temperament. All right. So it's a genetic coding that is in everybody. Everybody gets angry. But again, it is how you handle the anger. So character comes in here. How you were trained to manage anger when you were growing up comes to play. And then personality comes in later. When you get angry, how do you exhibit it? So somebody gets angry, and for the sake of the training he has received, the character he has built, he shields it, he smiles over it as if nothing has happened. But it gets into his closet and he's tripping himself or beating himself up because of what somebody has done. Do you understand? Now somebody also gets angry and instantly he displays it, lashing out, throwing things up and down, scattering things, because as character, that is how he was trained.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That nobody actually rebuked him, or he was not controlled when that anger was not controlled, and then he was not taught to control them. Now, the same thing, somebody can get angry, and in his anger, he's able to be assertive. That's the word. So he speaks his mind out. You know what? What you've done hurts me, and I'm really angry about it right now.
So can we compare this one to the voter ID issue, and also the East Legon issue, whereby the East Legon issue, the man beat the wife to death, and also the voter ID issues that's a catching the man, or like the fiancé, also beats the girlfriend to death. So like these things, is it good for people to do, or like it's because of their anger or temperament, that's why they did that?
Okay, if you want to go into that one, that is to a different level, and then those issues, there are a lot of factors that could lead into somebody hating the wife. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And if we just want to narrow it down on temperaments, we'll be missing the gun. Okay, we'll be missing the point. So if I really want to address that one, okay, let me just, since we are talking about temperaments, let me narrow it down to it. Then I can expand on it later. So temperament, with the kind of temperaments we're talking about, and then anger, as you're explaining, depending on the kind of character that a person built, the kind of nurturing that a person built. I have never seen my wife, my dad beat my mom before. I've not really seen violence in my family before. So I have learned to be like that. So when I see violence in some families, it's absurd to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm like, how can you beat your wife? It doesn't make sense. And I'm married for 8 years now. I have never touched my wife. It doesn't even occur to me. Do you understand? Yeah. So that is how I have been trained. But somebody else haven't been seeing this happen on daily basis. Seeing the mother beaten, abused, and whatever. Even if he doesn't want to do it, He sees that as a way to. And I have heard stories where a father told the son, if you want the woman to respect you, you must beat her up. Yeah.
Very bad.
Yeah, sure. And that was told to the son. And this guy was actually living up to it.
Yeah. To be beating women day in, day out.
Yeah. Because that's what he was taught. And that's got to do with his character that he's built. So the temperament built on probably along with the nurturing actually just would add up. Now, so when the anger is not very well controlled, that person can easily go ahead, go offhand and beat the wife to death. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But aside all that, what could also come on, or what could also come in is, you see, that incident that happened, this is where we just don't hear issues. When you hear the issue in the media, okay, that is the facade. That's just the facial presentation of the situation. Now, that is why with Total Wellness and Recovery Consult, we don't just pick issues and then handle them. Okay? When somebody comes in, you listen to one side, listen to the other side. When our clients come in, oh, this person is misbehaving in the house, he's doing this, that, and then he's not. We have heard, but we did listen to the client himself. Every action is purposeful and it is goal directed. Do you understand? So before everybody behaves, it is purposeful and it is goal directed. There is always a reason why somebody will do something. All right.
Yeah.
So again, right now, to your listeners who are still listening, if you're still listening to whatever I'm saying, there's a reason why you are still listening. Probably I was too boring, or we are too boring, so you are listening. Or whatever we were saying is very interesting and it's educative to you, so you are listening. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So before somebody does anything, there's always a reason. So before those people, somebody would go to the point of beating the wife to death, a lot might have happened before it gets to that point.
Right, so, like the man should take heart and not to beat the wife, because we women, you know that most of the times we are sometimes difficult. So the men has to also get hurt so that they will be able to control us. But it shouldn't be a situation whereby a man will be beating the wife day in, day out. And now that the wife is dead, what is he going to do? Is he going to continue beating the wife who is dead? Or continue beating himself? So like some things, it is very, very bad.
Sure. So that act of beating a wife to death, that is barbaric. Not even to death. Beating a wife, touching a woman in itself. No, why would you even fight your fellow brother? Even a man, beating a fellow brother is absurd. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, if we understand ourselves, you see, if you know yourself, if you know your personality, you understand yourself, and you learn how to control it, you learn how to remodify your temperament and then become a better person, hardly would you engage in brawls with people. That even if you engage in brawls with people, you will know exactly how to fix it. Do you understand? Okay, so it doesn't come to that point. It should never come to that point where people are struggling to survive, and then somebody has angered them so much, or somebody has gotten so much on their nerves, so they want to finish the person up. No, self-awareness is very, very important in this case. And one thing we are trying to promote, that is Total Wellness and Recovery Consult. That is why we are trying to introduce the wellness dimension, the mindfulness dimension into the system. A lot of people are not mindful of the way they live, the way they talk, the way they think, and the way they do things. They are not mindful of it. So, being mindful is what? Being aware of what you're doing, knowing the implications that comes with it, and taking personal responsibility for whatever that will come out of it. Because every action you take comes with consequences. Every decision comes with consequences. Is that not it? Yeah. So being mindful of everything we do is very, very important. Right.
Okay. Uh, um, people do say temperament is heredity, and as you've explained to the public, to everybody, looking at us or monitoring us, it's true that temperament is heredity.
Yes. Temperament is genetically coded in a way. So somebody is born a sanguine. Now the person comes out with these character traits, okay, or these behavioral traits that actually make him a sanguine because all outspoken and all over. Or the person comes with this, there are hormonal influences that actually causes these things to happen. Do you understand? So the person is just a lot more calm and then relaxed, not very active because some hormones are not working so much as they should. Do you understand? But the reality is, no matter which temperament the person has or which temperament is predominant in the person, temperaments can be modified. Don't forget, the character comes in. So the nurturing that comes in, how the children are nurtured, comes to modify the temperament. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It comes to modify the temperaments, and then the exposure that person receives along the line as they grow, from the community to the church or to the mosque, to wherever, to the schools. All these things have their influences on the temperament of the person. Now, I am a Christian and I'm a believer, so I can speak more to that effect. We believe in Holy Spirit controlled temperament to remodify who we become, to become the nature of Christ. Do you understand? Christ is this one person that was like perfect when he was on earth, and that is what we modify. That's what we're trying to get to. So the Spirit of God is on earth and is supposed to help us to that point. He is our helper. So the Spirit of God is able to help modify our characters to that effect. So if that is why you realize, if you know of stories, people who have been in very awkward situations or have some maladaptive behaviors along the line, when they become born again or they become Christians, they become reformed. And then an aspect of them that was never there before starts showing. They become so loving, so kind, and so appreciative of the world. And the world is like, hey, what's song? Is that not it? Yeah. What has happened? The Spirit of God has taken over and modifies these people. And as long as you listen to the Word of God, you keep listening to the Word of God and reform yourself or reform your life alongside, you can be changed. And aside that, those who don't believe in the Bible or believe in the power of the Holy Spirit to change them, what are you waiting for? That's why Total Wellness and Recovery Consult is there. There are different ways by which you can get to know, understand your temperament, identify the weaknesses, and then find more practical and positive ways of dealing with these weaknesses.
Okay, Miss Love, thanks very much for your lessons, or for your advices and your words you've given to us. We'd like to know how to control or manage people with temperament. Those who are closer to us. Let's assume if I have a friend who behaves some kind of way and I'm surprised to that, how should I control that person, or how should I live with that person?
Okay. Right, that's a very interesting question, and the answer is very simple. If you want to control somebody's temperament or help somebody understand the temperament or control them, if that's a word you use, my only thing I'll tell you is control yourself first. That's the answer.
Okay.
And the question is, do you know yourself? Do you know your temperament? Do you know how bad you yourself you behave? Do you know how bad you hurt other people out there? Have you tried? Have you been able to control yourself before going to control somebody? All right.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to live harmoniously, first control yourself. Get yourself to the best point of behavior. If you get yourself to that point, then you can help other people. You understand? Now, this is the facade, and this is the problem. Everybody believes he's perfect. Everybody believes he is okay. Everybody believes there's nothing wrong with him. He is okay. But we are able to identify the problems with other people. The log that is on our eyes, we are not able to remove it, but the speck we are able to see. So until we are able to know ourselves, self-identification, that's what self-awareness. Until you are aware of yourself, know your weaknesses and your strength, and have been able to fight or work on yourself, that you can easily tell people, this is who I am, these are my weaknesses, and these are my strengths, and these weaknesses I've been able to deal with. These weaknesses I am working on. So I may still be messing up around them, but that doesn't mean it is me. I'm still working on them. Until you are able to get to that point, then you are not qualified to try to change anybody. To your viewers, let them all come to TWRC, and we will help them to be able to become self-aware, get to know themselves, understand themselves, know their temperament, know how to deal with these aspects of themselves. I'm telling you, a lot of marriages are just breaking in vain. Like, they don't need to. All because they don't understand themselves. Couples don't understand themselves. It's as simple as that. So if you want to change people with bad temperaments, as you call it, change yourself first.
Okay, thanks very much. We've had a lovely day with Mr. Jackson Seyram Abatri. He has dived in this discussion with us. That's temperament, and I know you love it, and we also love what he said. We've learned from it, so please kindly also learn something from it. And we are glad you watch Relationship Matters with us, and we always bring you more and more and lovely thoughts or lovely words on relationship matter. Mr. Abatri, thanks very much for your words and also for the interview we've just had with you.